Welcome back, mere mortalites, to week 12 of the 12-week running phase here with the mere mortals in motion. Yes, it's finally the 12th week, highly anticipated by maybe individuals out there and any other mere mortalites. For myself, most definitely. Why? Well, when I first began the plan to do a 12-week running phase, it was very much about getting in some minutes on my feet, doing more running, that meant more kilometers, not specifically a goal in mind to accomplish something, be it a marathon, be it a particular pace or speed. It was just do more in the running space. And I did for the large part. If you've been tracking so far, you would have seen that, that graph sort of went up in terms of the volume that I was doing, both in minutes and kilometers. That started petering away due to some injuries, due to just being away, due to sickness, etc. And that's actually just showed really that life of the mere mortal, that's what happens. I am not an elite athlete trying to become the best runner ever, nor does it apply in other spaces, but it is what a mere mortal goes through. Now, week 12 today, I'm just going to be talking about the final week and how that went. I'll actually do a separate session on a bit of more of a debrief, kilometers, minutes, big learning points, all of that everyone kind of like chew on, really chew it down. But for now, there's going to be a lean version of the final week that has been for week 12. So I've got right here a bit of a detail. So it actually went slightly up with 5 kilometers, 5.49 kilometers of running that was done at the end of it all, at the last final week. So did it follow the plan? Absolutely not. Was it more than I did the previous week? Yes, so getting over that particular injury, which was lovely. So what did that include? I had a few runs throughout it. So, if you have heard me talk about, I did have a plan way back when, and I did follow that plan quite well. Monday run, Wednesday runs, Friday run, Saturday weekend runs. Not so much anymore. And so what I'm going to be showing here is just when I ran. Now, this was off the back of, there was still quite a stressful time. We were doing some house moving. So we are in a new house at the moment. So it was just on the back of moving houses, which, to be honest with you, obviously puts a bit of stress, but obviously having a baby and other things, just life, right? That's mere mortals. And so what I ended up being able to accomplish was a 2-kilometer run just around the old place where we used to live. That was on the 24th of October. Then there was a very short but sort of speedy run as part of just being around the gym that I work out at. That was on the following day, I believe. Yes, it was. So I've got a couple there that I ended up doing. So it's just 2 800-meter sort of almost sprints, I guess you'd say it. Another 2-kilometer loop was actually done later throughout the week. So this was, I believe it was on the Thursday. So again, I'm not following any particular days. It was just what happened on the week. And that really summing it up. So there was 2-kilometer runs and some smaller runs in there with around the gym. So, what does that leave me in terms of the 12 weeks as a bit of a learning? Look, again, I'll summarize it in a larger part across the whole load, but I think I really found that in this final week yes, there was a lot of stressful points in this particular week. Yes, I was still coming off the back of some injury. No, I wasn't as sick anymore. But what I did find is that after 12 weeks of, let's just say, not motivated running, let's just say more disciplined running, it became less hard to go and run. If you recall back to some of the earlier mere mortals in motion running phase conversations, there was a lot of, hey, there's this mental blocker where I don't want to go and do it, or I've gotten to 1.5 kilometers or 2 kilometers of a 4-kilometer run. I've just stopped. I just either didn't want to do it, didn't have the mental capacity to get over those small hurdles. That didn't happen so much anymore in the 12 weeks. So did I need 12 weeks to now go beyond that point and to, the theoretical week 13, 14, 15, 16 of running, if I was to keep it in that plan, where it's now just I've put in a habit of, oh yes, I can go and run or do another running phase if I needed to and do away with that particular obstacle. Well, if week 12 was anything to go by, in part, some of it, that's true, because 2 of those runs, which was, again, two 2-kilometer runs twice in the week, they weren't planned. They actually were a cause of, hey, I just need to go for a run because I'm super stressed out. I didn't even get a chance to do a gym session. I just need to go and move, right? Mere mortals in motion. And you just put some motion into this body, and it was just go out the door, put some running shoes, tiny little warm up, and just go. Just run, come back home, 10, 15 minutes, cool down, that's it, get back into what you're doing. And so I didn't find that I had a mental blocker around that, at least in that week. I've been encouraging myself to do more running as well as part of the CrossFit classes that I'm doing or the grouping classes. I get slight excitement to do it. And, it's not because I'm good at it, to be honest with you. If the only thing I'd probably be good at is really short bursts, 100 meters, 200 meters, but I've always been relatively good at the acceleration, top speed, definitely not at the endurance. However, I'm leaning in towards doing more of those runs, especially, and so this is going kind of beyond the week 12, but I've been finding myself doing EMOMs or as many rounds as possible, or those style of circuit workouts, and including more running as part of it. No, not because I need to accomplish a target or I want to hit 5 kilometers in this run, although I will plan for something like that, but it's much more in relation to, okay, I now know what it is to put more minutes, more kilometers down on the asphalt, on the shoes, on the feet, and I want to continue that into a relative trend. Maybe not as high as kilometers that I was doing through the week 6, 7, and 8, but what I've been seeing in week 12, I could keep that up. I could do this some more. So I'm going to taper it off there. That's week 12 of the 12-week running phase. Do look out for the much more broader, larger, conglomerized summary of what I found and some of the numbers. I like numbers. We like numbers, me and Mortalites. I'm going to give you some numbers there. I'll make the video, put more effort into the video as well. So, check out the video if you want to see a lot more of the numbers and the things going on. Although if you're checking out the audio, thank you very much as well. And finally, support-wise, if you are supporting through with the podcast in general, not just here with the Mere Mortals in Motion, but Mere Mortals in general, book reviews, etc., make sure you're sending through a boostergram. That's an ability for you to send a comment with some Satoshis attached to it. You can do that through apps like Fountain. There's plenty of others out there. Go and use the supporters link in the Mere Mortals website as well if you want to see a lot more. Karen's done a lot of videos and a lot of information about how to do that, the gifts you can receive, the thanks that we give, and we call them out as well during our Wednesday live sessions for the Mere Mortals podcast. For now, Mere Mortalites, thank you very much for tuning in. That's 12 weeks of that's week 12 of the 12 weeks running phase. Woo! Kind of glad it's over, but maybe it's only just begun. Mere Mortalites, why now?